The Our Lady of the Angels School passed the fire department safety inspection only weeks before the fire. The grandfathering clause of 1949 standards did not require the existing schools to change, and one of the schools was our Catholic school, Our Lady of the Angels. The Our Lady of the Angels School was nowhere near prepared for any kind of fire. The building was made out of combustibles. The walls, stairs, roof, floor, and doors were all wood. This building contained no sprinklers, one fire escape, no automatic fire alarm, no smoke detectors, no heat detectors, no alarms connected to the fire department, no fire-resistant stairwells. The floors had been coated many times with flammable petroleum-based waxes. There were no fire alarms in the north wing. There were only 2 fire alarms in the school, and they were both located in the south wing. And there were only 4 fire extinguishers, and they were mounted 7 feet off the floor, making this out of reach for children.
By the time the fire reached the classroom, students were clamoring for positions by the windows. Some even jumped off of 2 or 3 stories high to escape the fire and the flames. Some survived, but most didn't. The first floor evacuated at the first signs of a fire. However, by the time the second and third floors realized there was a fire in the building, it was too late to evacuate. The second floor had no emergency exits, making it impossible for them to escape the fire. The third floor rarely had fire extinguishers, so it wasn't much help to them either, leaving them trapped and victims to the flames.
The Our Lady of the Angels School had a rule that only Mother Superior could activate the fire alarm. On this day, Mother Superior was teaching in a class, substituting for an ill teacher.
The firemen showed up 30 minutes after the fire had first been detected. They came with ladders too short to reach the upper floors and water too little to douse the fire in time to save everyone. Many frantic parents, families, and community members stood outside of the burning school watching it go up into flames. Parents stood outside the entrances waiting for their children to come out into safety. Many community members encouraged the students to jump off of the upper floors when the ladders couldn't reach them, offering their own bodies to break their fall. Most of the wounded had injuries of smoke inhalation, fractured skulls, and broken bones. In the end, there were 92 children dead and 3 nuns dead. After the fire finally died, all that was left was rubble and destruction and death.
The Our Lady of the Angels School made those students who survived the fire go into a different school during the reconstruction of the school. According to the young boy who set the fire, it was not meant to hurt anyone, only to get some school days off. This tragedy shook the nation by the number of dead and injured people, but on the bright side, fire safety plans were changed to prevent any kind of tragedy like the one in 1958. The Our Lady of the Angels fire was a tragedy that could have been prevented. The tragedy changed the way fire safety evacuation plans worked, not just in Chicago, but across the nations. These new laws were passed across the country. The recommendations are the following: to provide an automatic fire sprinkler system in all school buildings, enclose all vertical passageways with incombustible construction, and protect all openings into them with approved fire doors. To provide an approved fire barrier doors at all corridors and room partition openings. To provide an approved automatic internal fire alarm whose components are connected to the fire department. And incorporate smoke and heat detectors, which is linked directly to the fire department.
A half-century may have passed, but these former students from Our Lady of Angels School on Chicago's West Side say December 1st, 1958 remains fresh in their minds.
We were having a history class, and the door started to rattle. That was the beginning of it. We thought it was funny because some boy said it's ghosts in the hallway trying to come in.
Turns out it wasn't a joke. A few seconds later, smoke started seeping into the classroom, causing a horrific scene.
The room started becoming unbearably hot. It was becoming impossible to see. It was very black. And the light fixtures that we had exploded, and the shards of glass just rained down on us. We all hit the floor screaming.
A fire was burning inside a cardboard trash can in the basement, and 1,600 kids were trapped in classrooms throughout the building. An alarm eventually went off, and fire officials were called to OLA, but the blaze and toxic smoke engulfed the school, killing 92 students and 3 nuns.
And you can always look back and say it shouldn't have happened, but those things do happen. There were fewer school codes in those days, and that building was all wood. The floor was wood, the walls. So that building really lit up and burned quickly.
A wave of grief and guilt ripped through the city, and condolences poured in from around the world. Andrioli and Mordarsky say while the fire caused a lot of people lifelong physical and emotional scars, some good things did come out of the disaster. The deadly fire prompted a major overhaul of fire safety codes, not just in Chicago, but in schools across the country.